I thought I'd show you yet another project. I'm kind of covered up when it comes to projects and stuff right now. I have quite a few things I've got to work on for myself, and got quite a few things I'm supposed to be working on for other people, and I got quite a few things I'm working on for Dad and everything else. So this is another one. Long-time viewers and stuff might remember a red Chevrolet that I put an engine in a couple years ago. It was originally a 350 truck, and we took out the 350 and put in the 4.3, which is, you know, the exact opposite of what everybody else does. Everybody else takes the V6 out and puts the 350 in. But we're kind of strange like that. 4.3s get way better mileage, and it's nice to be able to drive something. So this one is kind of similar to that, but this truck actually still runs, but the transmission's bad. It's a 350 with an automatic, 4-wheel drive. The kids and everything, everybody nowadays are calling those OBS trucks, old body style, whatever. You know, there's been like, what, 4 body styles since that. To me, all of them's old body styles, unless it's the one they're making. But I guess that's not the way it is. It's a 350 truck, you know, so engine runs, transmission, it will still move itself. It would be able to move itself right now if it had a fuel pump that was any good. It has set since 2015, so that's 7 years. And the fuel pump went bad. Probably the fuel tank too. But it's got a little rust. It's got some in the cab corners. It's got some in the bed. But the frame for a 4-wheel drive, and it happens to be a 88 model. The frame on this truck is great. I mean, it's the best one of them I've seen in a long time. I've already put a tailgate on it. But he's been driving this truck, and this side don't look that bad. This side's kind of, yeah. And the frame's bent, and we straightened it some, but it's still pretty bad. The boxed sections up front are rusting out. These trucks both have within 10,000 miles of each other, but that one was slightly better taken care of until it was sitting for 7 years. So we're going to take the 4.3 out of this. It's a 4.3 5-speed 4-wheel drive. We're going to take the engine and transmission out of this truck and put it in this truck. Something else I figured I'd go ahead and show you is, you know, everybody's doing LS swaps and stuff, and they have been for a long time. It's not a new thing because everybody and their brother's done it. But, well, we're going to do it too. Currently, that truck's a 305 5-speed. We put that engine in the truck. We also put the transmission in the truck. It runs decent. The problem with it is the transmission is about about shot. It scrapes second and third. Doesn't want to downshift, all kinds of stuff. It runs good, but just it still needed a lot of work in order to be enjoyable to drive. So, before I do the engine and transmission swap in that 88 OBS, we're going to do a LS swap in a 85 Chevrolet Silverado. Or 84, I can't really remember. Either way, we're putting the 4.8 in a 700 R4 in this. Because, you know, everybody else is jumping off that bridge. They've been LS swapping stuff for years at this point. I've always kind of been against doing that, but this truck is near a perfect candidate to be a 4.8 swap. The hood of it opens without having to hit it. That got I believe we checked it, and somehow or another this truck, with the gear it has under the back of it and the engine and everything, it's a very lean carburetor. It's the best mileage carburetor I've ever had. It was getting like 22 miles per gallon on the interstate, 24, something like that. And it runs decent if you throw it to the floor. You know, so it's not like it's too lean or nothing, but it's just, if you could take the spark plugs out of that thing right now, they'd be white. I mean, it'd actually be clean. It runs so lean that there is no carbon on the spark plugs. That's not really good for them. We're hoping that a 4.8 fuel injected will get just the same mileage and might run just a little better than that. So, and it being an automatic will make it easier to drive. So, I hope you enjoy the upcoming videos when it comes to this. It'll be a little bit like I said, that's going to be first. I don't know how much of it I'll end up showing. I mean, how much of it do I need to show? Everybody does LS swaps. Nothing's different when it comes to it. The only thing different about it is it's the first time we've done it. So, and then it'll be that the OBS's turn and everything. See, what sparked all this when it comes to the trucks and everything is, until this year, Dad had a 98 four-wheel drive that was a good truck. We sold it, which meant that he had to have another four-wheel drive. And then we sold that red one that I did the engine swap in, which meant he had to have another two-wheel drive, because he doesn't drive the same truck all year. He'll switch from one during the summer and another one during the winter. Let's throw something way back to the early 90s. A Foley Bell Saw Institute mail order certificate, school stuff. It was to try to be a professional locksmith. This stuff just kind of got kept out here, and I decided that I would go through some of the paperwork and stuff and see if I could figure out how to do this. I've seen people using this stuff. Even one that looked like this. There was a guy at a flea market back 15 years ago used to make keys for people with one of these machines. It's 110 volts. Motor still works. The belt broke in storage. It rotted and broke in storage. If their website's right, I can order that belt for $7. Stuff like that's going to have to be old, but I want to play around with it and see if I can start making my own keys. Pretty complicated, pretty hard to find people around here now that can make keys for older cars. A truck that we got that I haven't showed you yet. Takes a it just happened to be an Ilco B50, and nobody in town had that blank, and there was a small bag of them in that box. So that's $3 back, I guess.